G'day guys, it's Simon here from Pumped On Property, and today we're going on a bit of a tour through South Brisbane, checking out some properties that we've recently acquired for our clients that have some granny flat potential. We get a lot of inquiry these days in relation to how to find properties with granny flat potential and some of the requirements there. So throughout these next 3 properties, you should get a decent understanding as to the type of property that you should be looking for, the land components, the expected purchase prices, and how that construction comes to fruition. Now, right now, I'm standing out the front of a property we picked up back in December for some clients that we work with, Andy and Roxy. Now, Andy and Roxy are based over in England at the moment, but are Australian born. They're planning to move back here in a couple of years, so they want to bed down some roots here. Now, they are not planning to live in this property. It is a pure investment property, but when Andy was doing some research online on how to find capital growth and cash flow properties, he found some of our videos on YouTube about the house and granny flat strategy and reached out. So we sat down in the beginning to sort out a bit of a strategy, a bit of a plan there, but being from the UK and having an employment in the UK, it was quite tricky to secure finance approval. So we had to introduce him to a really savvy mortgage broker who does work with a lot of international clients. Now, this was Derry from Derry & Co Mortgage Brokers over in Western Australia. He's helped so many of our international clients secure finance for investment property purchases here in Australia. So after working through that process, it took about 3 to 4 months. So definitely not for the faint-hearted. It's not for those tire kickers. It's definitely for people who are really wanting to get into the market. As you can see, quiet little cul-de-sac, surrounded by beautiful homes that have been really well maintained. We typically find mostly owner-occupiers live in these pockets of this particular suburb, but we picked up this 3-bed, 1-bath, low-maintenance brick and tile house on a huge 820 square metre block of land for $740,000. Now, the intention is to get stuck into building a granny flat in the backyard that's going to cost an additional $220,000. So we're looking at a $960K total project cost. Now, once the granny flat is built and rented out, the expected rental return should exceed $1,100 per week just from the rent on the houses, but then the depreciation from building that granny flat is expected to exceed $250 per week on top of that as well. So once they complete it, they're looking at generating roughly a 6 to 6.5% rental yield. Let's go check out the backyard and have a bit of a look at where the granny flat's going to be. Now, 820 square metres goes a long way. As you can see, huge backyard, plenty of space for the granny flat, perfect amount of side access there to allow the tradies to come up and build back here. It's definitely not going to impede on the main dwelling too much, so I absolutely love to see it. Now, moving into the second property that we're going to check out with granny flat potential is one of my colleagues' properties, Chelsea and her partner, Xavier. We helped them pick up this front property quite some years ago now. They've just been sitting on the land for a while, always had the intention to build the granny flat in the backyard, but they chose not to begin it until they had enough equity in the property. And what I love what they've done here is they've actually been able to pull out the equity, so refinance, release the equity and use the cash from that equity to get a construction loan for the granny flat on this property. The front house is just a standard 3-bed, 1-bath, low-set brick and tile property on a 620 square metre block of land. But being on a corner block gave us access to this granny flat on a separate street frontage, which really creates a really ideal site plan because it creates privacy for both the main dwelling and then the granny flat as well. So by building a beautiful 2-bed, 1-bath granny flat in the backyard enables you to lower the maintenance for the tenants, maximise the value of that particular land, increase the rental return on the property, manufacture some tax depreciation benefits. So you're getting a lot out of the one thing. So come on in, let's check it out. So at the very beginning of construction on this one here, we've just poured the slab. So they'll be getting in here, starting to put the frame up over the next couple of weeks. Bit of a construction zone at the moment, as you can see. Even though the slab doesn't look too big right now while we stand on it, you'll be surprised what you can fit onto something like this. I'll be building a 70 square metre, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom granny flat, and that'll be a nice 16 square metre outdoor entertaining area as well. So love it, can't wait to see this thing come together. Alrighty, welcome to the third property that we're going to be inspecting on this granny flat walkthrough tour. Now, this one's just finished at the fit out stage, so probably about a month, maybe 2 maximum away from handover. Now, this main house was bought way back in May of 2024 for about $1.15 million. Beautiful house, high set brick home. On an 800 square metre block, but what I love, it's on this corner block as well. So you've got 2 separate accesses for the main dwelling and then the granny flat. Now, because the block was so big, we weren't confined to building just a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom granny flat. We're able to up that to a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom granny flat, which is going to massively increase the rental return. Now, this one was picked up for one of our higher net worth clients, Sanj, who works as a CFO for a major company down in Melbourne, in an extremely strong financial position, but just at this stage of life where he's super time poor, doesn't have the capacity to get out there and do this stuff himself. So he really just outsourced the acquisition of the house and the build of the granny flat to us, because he was the kind of guy that just didn't want a stock standard house. He wanted something that he could add some value to. He wanted something that he could manufacture some additional cash flow and also gain some depreciation benefits, because being a high income earner, getting any of those tax benefits can massively help when we do get that tax bill at the end of the year. Now, this is one of many properties that we plan to buy for Sanj over the next 12 or so months. He's really focused on this acquisition phase of his investment journey, where he's building an incredible property portfolio. All of them are going to look relatively similar to what we've got here, where you've got great houses with some value add potential, whether that be through a granny flat or maybe something bigger like a duplex. What I love most about this one is once he completes the granny flat, the combined weekly rental income is going to be close to $1,500 per week, and he's expecting somewhere between about $300 to $400 per week of tax depreciation benefits from the granny flat on top of that. Now, what I think you guys have realized through these videos is, we are the kind of buyers agents that love to do something out of the ordinary. We're the type of people that love to take matters into our own hands, purchase really high quality properties in undervalued markets and suburbs, and then come to those properties and add some value to it, whether it be through a small cosmetic renovation, a larger structural renovation, building granny flats in the backyard, doing duplexes, you name it. Anything when it comes to residential property investing where we can maximize our return on investment is something that gets us out of bed in the morning. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, checking out a few different granny flats, one property where we've got granny flat potential, one where we're during the middle of construction, and one where we're very close to the end of construction. Thanks for watching, guys.
G'day guys, my name's Ben and I'm the director here at Pumped on Property, and I just want to say a massive thank you for watching our content today. Now, if you're thinking about buying an investment property in the next 3 to 12 months, then the team and I would love to offer you a one-on-one strategy session. In that session, we can talk about exactly where you are right now, where you'd like to be longer term, and we can deeply educate you on the Australian market. And then you can take that information and go and absolutely smash it on your own, or potentially become one of the small number of clients that we work with each week. To book your session, all you have to do is go to www.pumpedonproperty.com and click that book your free strategy session button. But either way, we wish you all the best on your journey as an investor to financial freedom.